Hey, welcome back, and thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully you've been enjoying the podcast so far. If you have, it's time to subscribe and lock it in. On today's episode, we gonna get straight to it. Today in Vallejo news. Always a hot topic in Vallejo. But the city of Vallejo has reached an $8.5 million settlement in a civil rights lawsuit over the police killing of 22-year-old Sean Monterrosa back in 2020. The announcement came Tuesday from the family's attorneys. Sean Monterrosa was shot in the back of the head on June 2nd, 2020 by then Officer Jared Tan. Police had been dispatched to a Walgreens amid nationwide protests following the killing of George Floyd. My cousin Eric Reason, he was killed in Vallejo by an officer within months of that. But yeah, Tan fired from the back seat through the windshield of an unmarked police vehicle during what was described as a high-risk stop. He claimed he believed Monterrosa had a gun, but in reality, Sean was holding a hammer. There's nothing that could bring Sean back, but according to the family's attorney, this settlement represents years of relentless pursuit for justice and highlights long-standing issues with the Vallejo Police Department. The lawsuit was filed in August 2020 in federal court against the city of Vallejo. The Vallejo Police Department and Tan. This settlement now stands as the largest civil rights payout in the city's history, as reported by The Sun. Shout out to The Sun, been doing some dope reporting on, all the information and keeping us updated on all the good tea in Vallejo. Shout out to Ashley and Michelle and the whole Monterrosa family. All due respect, our loved ones was both taken by Vallejo police within months of each other. Through that fight for justice, we built a real relationship. Solid family, active in the community, doing the work and continuing honoring Sean's name through service and advocacy. Now, here's where things get a little bit deeper and a little bit tricky. Because according to public records, it shows that since 2003, Vallejo and its insurers have paid out at least $10.1 million in police misconduct related settlements, which over $4.5 million of that came since 2016. And yet, many of the officers involved in these cases remain on duty. In fact, the officer who killed Sean Monterrosa was initially fired, but he returned to work in 2023. So he was fired in 2020, returned to work in 2023 after an arbitrator overturned the decision that he got fired. And then later he was promoted to sergeant in September of 2025. So all the while, the same time, while all of this is unfolding, Vallejo was now facing a projected $29 million budget deficit for the 2026-27 fiscal year. And let's talk about what that means. That means rising costs and stagnant revenue are driving a shortfall. Proposed solutions include cutting positions, reducing overtime, and scaling back on city services. The city council has already rejected several cost-saving proposals and is demanding deeper structural changes. So now the question becomes, is Vallejo headed towards another bankruptcy? Like we did back in the days, I think 2008 or something like that? Because when millions is going out in settlements, please believe leadership is under pressure and solutions is running real thin. It starts to feel like the clock is ticking. So we'll be watching closely. City council, get it together. Let's go. City manager, what is you doing? Put your work in. Now, if nobody else want to speak on it, y'all know I will. And I could sit here and play devil's advocate. But out of respect for the Monterrosa family, we go just keep it in neutral. Let's say this, though. Everybody is not happy about the outcome. And if you've been online, you already know that the reactions in the comments been relentless. Now, for me personally, I wanted to see some real accountability. I'm talking about real consequences that actually hit. Prison time, loss of career, that type of accountability. Because like the attorney said, money don't bring Sean back. But at the same time, we can't ignore that this do represent some form of justice. Me, myself, I wasn't tripping off the money. You know, me and my family, we didn't go for the money. We was going after heads and necks, period. But more importantly, this is a result of years of pressure, persistence, and a family that refused to let this just be swept up under the rug. And I'm going to say this firsthand, that the Monterrosa family is deserving of this settlement because they stayed active, they stayed present, and they continued to stand for something bigger than just themselves. Respect, salute. So while nothing can replace Sean, I believe this moment does create some space for something moving forward. And I'm sure they got plans to turn this into something meaningful moving ahead. But unfortunate that Vallejo been costing us all of this money. All this minuto. And just out of fun, because I was tripping to myself thinking, okay, 8.5 million. We already 29 million in a hole. Do we got the money to pay? Can we even afford to pay them that money? So I thought it'd be fun, since everybody is doing the Chat GPT thing. Let's see right quick. Let's do something fun. Let's go. I went to Chat GPT and I asked Chat GPT if I could find it. I asked Chat GPT, can the city of Vallejo afford to pay out the settlement that has recently been reached for 8.5 million in the case of Sean Monterrosa? Do they have the money to even pay this? And if they do, how would this affect the city's economy? Okay, this is Chat GPT. Short answer, yes. Vallejo can pay it, but not easily. It will likely hurt the city financially in real ways. Let's break it down clearly. The settlement itself, the city of Vallejo agreed to 8.5 million in the killing of Sean Monterrosa, reported to be the largest civil rights settlement in the city history, like we said earlier. Does Vallejo actually have the money? It's complicated. Cities don't pay like individuals. Vallejo doesn't usually pull out 8.5 million from a checking account. Payments typically come from insurance, the primary source. Cities carry liability insurance or belong to risk pools. So insurance often covers a significant portion of settlements like this. It also comes out the general fund, which equals to the taxpayers' money. If the settlement exceeds the insurance coverage, the city pays the rest. So basically, taxpayers cover the difference. Payment plans and bonds. Large settlements are sometimes spread over multiple years. So yes, they can pay it, but that doesn't mean it's painless. So all this dysfunction and misconduct by Vallejo police, it really impacts us a lot, especially when you talk about they mistakes and, you know, all they mishaps. We got to pay for it. The taxpayers got to pay for that. That's why I say they just need to just be fired and go to jail straight up. Now, continuing, the real issue, Vallejo's financial condition. Vallejo has a long history of financial stress. Filed for bankruptcy in 2008 and exited in 2011. Continues to face budget gaps and rising pension costs. Has struggled with high public safety expenses. That means an $8.5 million payout hits a city that is already financially fragile. And how this could affect the city's economy. 1, cuts to public services. Reduce funding for parks, libraries, road repairs. And we already going through it. Barely got decent parks. And y'all know how the potholes is out there. It's like you can't even drive. If you commuting around Vallejo, good luck for your tires, your suspension, all that. Like, it's a wrap. And I don't know what happened, because I believe when they started building that new Costco, they were supposed to be a part of the deal was that they gave $5 million or something like that to repair the roads. And I don't know. I guess $5 million don't go that long or that far, because they got started. They did a couple streets and it just stopped there. And I don't know who picked what streets to do, but I think they could have did better on that too. But anyways, it's also going to delay community programs. And that's something that I work heavy in, is community programs. It's going to freeze hiring. So It's going to freeze job applications and stuff. This has happened before in Vallejo during the financial strain. It's also going to cost us higher insurance premiums. So future premiums go up. Some insurers may reduce coverage or even pull out. That create long-term costs, not just one-time hits. Less money for community investment. So economic development, youth program, housing initiatives, all that will be affected, which matters, especially if you're thinking about building long-term community wealth in Vallejo. Like, if we start talking about a Black Wall Street vision or something like that, or small businesses, or, just getting some financial power, like that's just going to make the struggle that much harder. Basically, the city is not going to have much money. They're going to be spread thin on investing. Potential taxpayer impact. Not immediate, but over time, fees or taxes may rise. Vallejo has faced multiple lawsuits, state oversight efforts, ongoing reform challenges. That means this $8.5 million is likely part of a pattern, not an isolated cost. Bottom line, yes, Vallejo can pay the settlement through insurance plus city's funds, but it will strain the budget, especially given the city's history. Residents may feel the impact indirectly through reduced services, higher costs, or slowed investments. So that's how ChatGPT broke it down. So yeah, I cheated a little bit. Let's go see what AI got to say about it real quick. Make my job a little bit easier. Because I haven't been keeping up with everything. It's like I said, it's always a hot topic of Vallejo. It's always some tea to spill. It's always some mess to sort through. So sometimes it's hard to keep up with, but on the Voice of Reason podcast, we go do our best to keep y'all updated, keep y'all informed. And we go leave it right there so y'all can add your comments. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow, share. And until next time, it's the General, Rob Reason. Salute.
Thank you.